Hi Pisces, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-August 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, so also pay in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll get the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well with some additional insight, and that's where the bridge and gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side, we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel that's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Balance. So this is actually the Temperance card in traditional tarot, and that's Sagittarius energy. So yeah, it could just be saying that maybe this person had a different approach to yours. So, for example, you're a water sign, and we see fire energy there, right? So maybe they had a different approach to things, but at the same time, you might have felt like you really complemented each other well. So you might have felt a really strong pull toward this person in that regard. And for some of you, this could even be someone that you might have met in the workplace. All right, and past energy on their side, we have the Eight of Cups. So this is actually a Pisces energy here. And to me, this says that most likely this was a person who just tend to give off an energy like they were friendly with everyone, so maybe in that regard it was hard for you to pick up on did they actually have romantic interest in you or not. But I feel like this is just saying that was their general energy, where they're very friendly, they might get along with a lot of people, but at the same time they might have caused you a little confusion, like, okay, are they just being friendly to me because that's how they are in general, or do they actually have more feelings than that under the surface? Alright, present energy on your side, we have the Eight of Cups. So, just like they had in the past, here we see it in the present on your side. And like we said, this is a Pisces energy too. So yeah, for some of you, you might feel like ultimately, you might feel like you're not seeing enough in this person as far as like, okay, I feel like maybe they are interested in me, but it's hard for you to see, like, where does the line stop, right? Like, okay, is this just friendship? Is it going to be more, right? So you might feel like, okay, even if you do have feelings for them, you might feel like, well, it just seems like they're just like that with everyone. Doesn't seem like they have any special feelings for me, so that might actually cause you to pull away from the connection. All right, and present energy on their side, we have the Seven of Cups. So yeah, this is the Scorpio energy here, and to me this says that they might just be oblivious that that's how you're viewing the situation under the surface, right? So I feel like this is saying that you're looking at them like, oh, it just seems like they're friendly to everyone, so I don't think they really have any romantic interest in me. But then the tricky part there is that, at the same time, they might not have any awareness that you have romantic interest in them. So if it was like that was how the connection was set up to operate at more of a friendship level, then they might not know that you even had that level of interest in them either. All right, and future energy on your side, we have oppression. So this is the Tower in traditional tarot. And yeah, it could just be saying that you might still feel those feelings beneath the surface, right? And you might try to push them down, but at the same time, it just still might be causing disruptive energy for you. So timing-wise, this could just be pointing to the Aquarius full moon we're going to have this month, because that's going to be in your 12th house, and it's going to be making some pretty harsh aspects. So it could just be maybe that's bringing that stuff up to the surface for you guys, or the next full moon after that would actually be in September in your sign. So either of those, maybe you're going to feel that energy coming up to the surface a little strong. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Queen of Cups. So yeah, to me this says that they might actually be a little bit more open with you on an emotional level in the future. So let's say, again, like I said, yeah, to be fair, it does seem like they might have that energy, right, where they're just friendly with everyone. But let's say if they do see that it seems like you're going through something, right, they might actually come forward and be like, hey, is everything cool, and you might get to see a little bit more of an emotional side from them at that point because of the vulnerability at the moment. And then, maybe that'll give you a little bit more of a clear image as far as, okay, do they actually have romantic feelings, or are they just really nice to everyone? bottom of the deck on your side, we have fertility. So this is the equivalent of the Empress in traditional tarot. So yeah, again, this could just be maybe a little bit of well, warning sounds like a strong word, but I feel like this is saying that maybe this is a little bit of a sign to say that, you know, it's one thing to doubt, do they have feelings for you or not, but it's like to look at it from the other end and say, well, did you make it clear to them that you have feelings, right? So it could just be one of those things. It's like, well, are you expecting them to express feelings for you where you're kind of bottling yours up at the same time, So that could be what's tricky there. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Four of Swords. So yeah, so here we see what looks like almost like a double date type dynamic, right? So again, so maybe that's giving you some insight into what their situation is, right? So maybe they do have romantic feelings for you, but they just might feel more comfortable typically with you in a group setting because they might actually have nervousness, right? So they could be nervous to be around you in that way. So that could be something where you're reading it differently than they intended. They could be like, oh, I'm kind of nervous around Pisces, so let me just recommend like group settings so there's not as much pressure to me to communicate with them, right? So you're viewing that as, oh, they must just view me as a friend because they always invite me out in groups and stuff like that. But really, it's just that they're like nervous to be around you in that way. And it could just be like that moment of vulnerability that you might go through in the future that actually brings it to where they will have to come forward, just one to one. And then you might actually start to realize that, oh, okay, maybe they do have feelings for me. So definitely some weird energies there, but hopefully I explained that well. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love oracle card deck. I'm just going to pull a single card from this one. Alright, and let me just put the deck down for a second, and then just give me a bit to tune in and we'll pull a card. Alright, we'll take this one, and let me get this out of the way. And now we'll pull one card from the Wisdom Oracle deck as well. And then we'll read the messages from both cards and wrap the reading up with that. Alright, and let me just put this deck down. And just give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll pull a card from here as well. Okay, we'll take this one, and now we'll get this out of the way. Alright, so from the Messages of Love, we have acceptance, and it says everything happens for a reason. So yeah, again, like I said, it could just be one of those things where it might take this like intense moment to break that cycle that you guys are in, where you're like, oh, maybe they just view me as a friend, whereas they're like, oh, I'm more comfortable being in a group of Pisces, right? Because I'm nervous around them. So it could just be one of those things where there's a moment where it's unavoidable that it's just the two of you interacting, and then that could shed a different light on things. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Never Ending Story. There's the artwork, and the number is 37. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says sometimes the art enters into a contract with another that results in pain, not because of abuse or neglect, but for other, more complex reasons. Shame, fear of intimacy, and low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is, however. Right now, you have an opportunity for important healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a new story, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old ones. Have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives. None of them were ever true anyway. So yeah, that's an interesting message there because I could see that resonating with either side of the spread, right? So like we said, for this person, it seems like they have that fear of vulnerability to just be one on one with you. So they're like, oh, I'm always going to invite Pisces out in like more of a group setting, right? So I don't feel that nervousness. And then for you, it feels like the vulnerability was you never really let this person know that you had romantic interest, right? No, like I said, it could just be one of these things where something comes along to where there isn't that comfort zone of, oh, I'm going to just be with Pisces in a group setting. And then, that could be where you start to really see, like, okay, does this person really care for me more than just a friendship level or what, So, once again, like I said, a bit of a tricky reading, but hopefully I explained it well. And I'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.